Hey guys, this is Evan Makokaido coming to you with another video about my life in Japan, and oh god, not again. The Teicho culture, the schedule culture in Japan. Let me talk about this. So, I'm from the US, and I actually went to university for 1 year in the US before coming to Japan. I've been here for 10 years. I went through language school and then university here. And one of the things that surprised me the most is this Teicho schedule culture. So, what do I mean? Well, when I was in university in the US, it was very casual, right? Everybody lived on campus, or 90, 5% of people plus lived on campus. We'd be in the lobby and everyone would just be hanging out and we would talk about random things. Some people would be like, "Oh, we're gonna go see a movie. Let's go do something." People were playing Mario Kart. We had pool going, get some movies in the background, and it was just a really pretty chill experience where nobody had any particular idea. Like nobody had any idea what we were doing the next week. We're living in the middle of nowhere, and we were just kind of trying to get by, and taking life as it came, right? In contrast to that, moving to Japan, this is something I've heard other people talk about a little bit in the past, like from some YouTube videos that I saw like 10 years ago, around the same time I was experiencing it. So I was like, okay, it's not just me. But when I started university here, in contrast, most universities in Japan don't have a campus. Not really. Most people don't live on campus. There isn't really like a dorm. Like my university had a dorm, but it was more for people that were like in transition to getting an apartment, right? Or some international students. But most people had an apartment. I also had an apartment. And also, a lot of people still live with their parents. They live with their parents. Maybe they're still working a part time job they had when they were in high school. They still hang out with their high school friends on the weekend, and they're still living in the same city. Maybe like if I was near Osaka, or if you're living near Tokyo, you already know all these places. There's not really like a need to like go out and explore together to discover new things to do, or to just kind of like bond over the fact that there's nothing to do, like I had at my university where everyone was very good at Smash because we needed Smash Brothers to get through the night. So yeah, but like in Japan, I had this experience where everybody was very, very busy and established in what they were doing from the get go. I mean, a lot of people. And so that created a very different dynamic. But also, just in general, I think outside of the university experience, I think this is a cultural difference. It's a big cultural difference with Japan in general that people really, really like these stupid fucking daily planners, right? I don't personally like keeping a planner for my personal life. For work is different. But for things I'm doing with my friends, it's like obviously there's certain things where it's like, okay, I'm meeting this person in 2 weeks, put a memo in your phone or whatever. But I don't like having every single day filled up with something with a different person. That's just like the way I am. I think it takes a lot of the joy out of life. It takes a lot of the spontaneity and just the feeling of like discovery out of things when you have literally every day penciled in with something with a specific person, and you feel like you have some kind of obligation that you have to uphold every day. It just doesn't work with my personality. If I'm doing something where I'm showing somebody around, or somebody's visiting me here in Japan, I'll go crazy. Like I'll go all out making a plan by the minute to make sure that we have stuff to do, that everyone's comfortable. But that's different. I feel like that's more for them because I'm treating them like a guest and they're showing up. But for me personally, I tend to enjoy things that are a little bit more like go with the flow, right? And so the idea of using these things bothered me initially just in and of itself. But even more than that, something that, and now that I have more long term friends here, it's not something I've really experienced very much recently. But just in general, in Japan, there's this culture of really prioritizing the people you're already friends with, and then you just completely ignoring the people you don't know yet. I mean, it's just kind of the way it is. There's more of a feeling around that, I would say, in Japan. And something that comes along with that is that because everybody is filling out these things and making their schedule, if you're somebody that they just met, you're going to the back of the line, which means that I'm not exaggerating here. I've had this happen to me 15, 20, 30 times. I've heard other people talk about it. A lot of times, if you're inviting somebody that you've never hung out with before, never done anything with before, and you're like, "Oh yeah, well, you want to go do this thing sometime?" They'll take out this thing. They'll take out their daily planner. They'll rifle through it, and they'll go, oh, like it's December right now, so we'll use December as an example. Oh, December and January are pretty busy. Oh, actually February is pretty busy too, but I think I could probably meet you for coffee in March. And this will actually happen, and they'll actually expect you to wait 4 months to have like a legitimate, real conversation with them. And this is even like more pronounced in Japan because when you first meet people here, everybody puts on their like first time meeting persona, and you don't actually get to like have a legitimate, real conversation with them until you've met them 2 times, 3 times, 4 times. So this combination, and this also goes into like the dating culture here as well, this combination of like repeated meetings that are like spaced out, that are like kind of almost treated as like these auditions and stuff. And, you know, it's been people like saying that, yeah, I can't meet for 4 months or something, like it's no big deal. You know, that is one of the biggest reasons why I think people struggle so much to make friends here, like Japanese people too, and they don't even realize it because this is just normal for them. But at least in America, you know, if you're a younger person, it's like, oh, hey, like, what are you doing this Saturday? Oh, nothing. Oh, cool, let's go do this. That's it. Like, you don't need to, like, make this huge like, song and dance out of, like, oh, you know, in 111 days, I'll get to meet them for coffee, and then we'll see if we get along. It's just, yeah, this is probably the thing that surprised me the most about life here. So, you know, but once you meet friends and you meet their friends, that process gets a lot easier and more casual, and it gets cut down and people don't take it as seriously. But for certain people I met, they did legitimately do that, where it was like a 120-day wait to go meet at a restaurant or something. And I don't think it was me. I don't think they were like trying to blow me off. I legitimately looked at their schedule and they did have that many plans. So I just can't do it. I can't do that. I cannot fill up my life with that, like to that degree. It just doesn't work with my brain. So yeah, I don't know. If you guys are going to move here, you might want to think about that. And you probably should buy one of these. Go buy the daily planner and start writing shit down and start early. And that way, you know, you could just always have something, you know, even if it takes you 3 months to get to the new thing you're doing, you still have 2 months of stuff before that. It's just kind of the way things are done here if you're starting out without any other relationships, right? So anyways, I hope you guys found that interesting. If you're interested, I'm going to be making a lot more videos like this talking about my life here in Japan, kind of the mental consequences of living your life in Japan or in Japanese as a foreigner, cultural differences, whatever. So if that's interesting to you guys, I'd really appreciate you supporting the channel. And yeah, I hope you have a great day or night. Okay, thanks guys. See ya.